know that symbol. That's a Phrygian cap. It stands for freedom, and that's a Masonic eye. Now those two come together in only one place. What's happening?
What up, y'all? It's the Dot Connector, and for years, people debated what the rise of the beast system will look like. Would it be a sudden collapse of governments, a one-world religion, a universal microchip implanted in every human? While theories varied, most assumed it was still somewhere on the horizon, but that assumption is no longer sustainable. The systems of surveillance, economic control, and digital deception described in Revelation 13 are no longer theoretical. They are functioning, they are global, they are here. And now, it's no longer a question of if this system is rising, but how far it's already gone. This is not just the beginning of something dark, it's the middle of something prophetic. The beast system has been activated, and most people have welcomed it under the guise of convenience, safety, and entertainment. This is your warning. Time is running out, and your only hope of escaping what's coming is to give your life fully to Christ, because what we're about to reveal isn't just political or technological, it's spiritual, it's eternal.
The beast is going to be whatever entity, a group of nations it speaks of, that will set into motion. We always talk about globalists and the globalist agenda and all these things. It will be a globalized stranglehold on the human population. It will be a globalized stranglehold on the human population.
The Dot Connector here. The transmission is unstable, but we're holding the line. Stay tuned. The final piece is about to be revealed.
Family, the world is in serious danger now. Inflation is causing food prices to skyrocket. The global supply chain continues to collapse, and the coming food shortages will be worse than anything we've lived through. In times like these, what should you do? Go to uptvsurvival.com and invest in long-term emergency food storage from my friends at My Patriot Supply while you still can. My Patriot Supply is the largest preparedness company in America with millions of satisfied customers. Their food lasts for up to 25 years in storage. When you need it, you will have it and avoid government food lines. Act quickly and save $200 on a vital 3-month emergency food kit. This kit provides a variety of delicious foods totaling over 2,000 calories a day. You won't go hungry when you have this emergency food, period. Go to uptvsurvival.com and save $200 on every 3-month food kit. That's uptvsurvival.com. Protect your family and secure this emergency food today by going to uptvsurvival.com.
Welcome back. You survived the blackout. The greatest show in the universe continues, and we are the Dot Connectors.
There are 6 key pillars already in place that are forming a digital matrix, a prison where your identity, behavior, finances, faith, and even your thoughts can be monitored and controlled. Each of these pillars plays a role in setting the stage for the rise of the Antichrist and the enforcement of the mark of the beast. Let's begin with the first, digital identification systems. Across the world, nations are rolling out centralized digital ID systems that combine your personal data, biometric scans, health records, financial access, and social accounts into a single digital identity. It's presented as a convenience, but it's really a collar.
For those who think the Great Reset is not going to control every aspect of your life, let me give you a couple of things. They are now taking the next step to shape global, regional, and industry agendas, end quote, with a new digital ID system. Under the framework, the WEF proposes collecting data from many aspects of people's everyday lives, that's a quote, through their devices, telecommunication networks, and third-party service providers. The WEF suggests that this data collection dragnet would allow a digital ID, now listen to this, it's very narrow. It would allow a digital ID to scoop up data on people's online behavior, purchase history, network usage, credit history, biometrics, names, national identity numbers, and medical history. Plus your travel history, social accounts, e-government accounts, bank accounts, energy uses, health stats, education, and I love this one, and more.
When everything about you is digitized and linked, your freedom becomes a switch, one that someone else controls. If your digital profile is flagged, you could instantly lose access to your money, medical care, communication platforms, and more. You're erased from the system with no appeal, no trial, no second chance. And this is just the beginning. These systems aren't just capable of identifying you, they're designed to control you. The beast system doesn't need to physically brand you. It only needs to link your access to life itself with digital compliance. Revelation chapter 13 verse 17 warned us that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark. That control is already here, and it's just one step away from being global. Take CBDCs for example. Imagine a world where every cent you earn, every dollar you spend, is tracked, limited, and judged.
Several states are now trying to centralize currency with the so-called central bank digital currency, which is, by the way, not currency at all. It's software. But they're going to do it for your own good. Obviously, this is a tool of total social control. If they control your money, if they can zero out your bank account with a keystroke, then you have no autonomy. They control you.
Central bank digital currencies are not about innovation. They're about control. Unlike cash, CBDCs are traceable, programmable, and fully governed by centralized authorities. They don't just store value, they enforce policy. With CBDCs, your money can be restricted, only usable in certain areas or stores, timed, spend it by this date or lose it, conditional, based on behavior, vaccination status, or carbon output, or even frozen, shut off instantly if you're labeled non-compliant. Once physical currency is phased out, these digital systems will give authorities total control over your financial existence. No approval, no transaction, no compliance, no access.
Once everyone is used to a purely digital payment means they can simply flick a switch to move the monetary system to the blockchain. You will not even notice this until it actually impacts you. You see, blockchain-based currency is also programmable currency. Government could theoretically limit your ability to spend your money in any way they want to. And they'd also have total control over your money. Say you get a speeding fine. Why wait for the check to go? They can take the cash directly from your account. What if you go to a meeting for the wrong political cause? You could have all your money frozen, for example. Maybe you put something on social media that's deemed unacceptable. Well, it could be more than just your Facebook account that's stopped. A central bank digital currency is the ultimate tool of control.
You'll be told it's for your safety, for the environment, for equity, but in truth, it's the mechanism of global enslavement, and it leads straight into algorithmic enforcement. Because when you give the system control over your money, you also give it control over your movement, your access, and your voice. But surveillance alone isn't enough. Watching isn't controlling. To truly dominate the masses, the system must not only observe what you do, it must manipulate how you behave.
We feel very strongly that AI must remain free from ideological bias, and that American AI will not be co-opted into a tool for authoritarian censorship. Now, at this moment, we face the extraordinary prospect of a new industrial revolution, one on par with the invention of the steam engine or Bessemer steel. But it will never come to pass if overregulation deters innovators from taking the risks necessary to advance the ball. Nor will it occur if we allow AI to become dominated by massive players looking to use the tech to censor or control users' thoughts. Many of our most productive tech companies are forced to deal with the EU's Digital Services Act and the massive regulations it created about taking down content and policing so-called misinformation. And of course, we want to ensure the internet is a safe place, but it is one thing to prevent a predator from preying on a child on the internet, and it is something quite different to prevent a grown man or woman from accessing an opinion that the government thinks is misinformation. Now, we've also watched as hostile foreign adversaries have weaponized AI software to rewrite history, surveil users, and censor speech. This is hardly new, of course. As they do with other tech, some authoritarian regimes have stolen and used AI to strengthen their military, intelligence, and surveillance capabilities, capture foreign data, and create propaganda to undermine other nations' national security.
Artificial intelligence has become the new god of this digital empire. All seeing, all listening, always calculating. It watches you through your devices, cameras, apps, and smart home tools. It listens to what you say. It learns how you think. And then it decides how visible you're allowed to be. Speak against the narrative, you're silenced. Search for the truth, you're flagged. Post about the Bible, you're shadow banned. AI doesn't just censor the present, it predicts your future behavior and acts accordingly. The scary part, AI doesn't get tired. It doesn't forget. It doesn't forgive. Once you're labeled, you're marked, and that mark follows you everywhere. This is the beast's mouthpiece, not roaring from a temple, but whispering from the code inside your phone. But what happens after AI flags you as a problem? What comes next is a system that goes beyond watching and listening. It rewards submission and punishes nonconformity.
They're constantly monitored by facial recognition cameras that are able to instantly put a face to a name. Now, the Chinese are also ranked, given a mark out of a possible 950 points. A score in the 700s is considered good. Around the 500 mark is not. For now, the number is a sort of bank credit rating, keeping track of everyone's spending habits.
I think being ranked is a good thing. A society has to have rules.
It forces us to be well behaved.
It may seem scary, but it's just like that here. We're used to it, and anyway, we don't have a choice.
But in an effort to keep all of its subjects in line, Beijing is taking the system a step further in 2020. It's aggregating data gathered by banks, private companies, and the state to rate if someone's a good or bad citizen.
By using the most data possible, the so-called big data, the system will play an important role in rebuilding a moral society.
The state will go over every detail of a person's life with a fine-tooth comb. Their financial situation, spending habits, career, even behavior on social media. Criticizing the government online or displaying outward signs of wealth is a no-no. On the other hand, praising the party or giving blood increases your social credit.
China's social credit system has already shown the world what happens when behavior is tied to access. Post something unapproved, you lose travel privileges. Associate with the wrong people, you lose job opportunities. Fail to praise the system, your score drops, and so does your freedom. In the West, it's happening too. Through cancel culture, demonetization, shadow bans, and ideological censorship. And it's not enforced by soldiers, it's enforced by algorithms and mobs. This is digital behavior engineering, and the scariest part, people love it. They're addicted to digital praise, afraid of backlash, and willing to self-censor just to keep their accounts alive. In a world where truth is penalized and compliance is rewarded, righteousness becomes rebellion. But what if people start to feel the pressure? What if they begin to wake up? The system has already prepared for that too, by offering them the ultimate escape, a digital dream world where rebellion dies before it even begins.
Again, I think that the biggest question maybe in economics and politics of the coming decades will be what to do with all these useless people. I don't think we have an economic model for that. My best guess, which is just a guess, is that food will not be a problem. With that kind of technology, you will be able to produce food to feed everybody. The problem is more boredom and what to do with them, and how will they find some sense of meaning in life when they are basically meaningless, worthless. My best guess at present is a combination of drugs and computer games.
If the system is this obvious, why don't people resist? because they're too distracted to care. Modern entertainment isn't just a pastime, it's a pacifier. Video games, social media, endless streaming, and virtual reality are engineered to hijack your dopamine, reroute your purpose, and kill your discernment. The metaverse promises a utopia, a world where you can be anything, do anything, and escape everything, except the system itself. In this artificial reality, people buy fake land with real money, build digital families while ignoring real ones, worship false gods while calling it self-expression, all while surveillance continues uninterrupted. What better way to enslave a generation than to trap them in a fantasy world they refuse to leave? When their reality is virtual, their chains won't matter, and they'll walk into them willingly, because at least in the simulation, they feel free. This isn't just a distraction, it's preparation for the final deception, the rise of a false savior.
The reason OpenAI exists at all is that Larry Page and I used to be close friends, and I would talk to him late into the night about AI safety. My perception was that Larry was not taking AI safety seriously enough.
What did he say about it?
He really seemed to be one sort of digital superintelligence, basically digital God, if you will, as soon as possible.
He wanted that?
Yes. He's made many public statements over the years that the whole goal of Google is what's called AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, or Artificial Superintelligence. And then at one point I said, well, we're going to make sure humanity's okay here. And then he called me a speciesist. I was like, okay, that's it. Yes, I'm a speciesist. Okay. You got me. What are you? Yeah, I'm fully a speciesist. Busted. I mean, while I'm normally in favor of for-profit, we don't want this to be sort of a profit-maximizing demon from hell.
That's right. So you want speciesist incentives here, incentives that
yes,
like,
I think we want pro-human, like the future good for the humans, because we're humans.
The beast system is not just a political construct; it is a spiritual counterfeit. We're witnessing the birth of new religions built not on truth or repentance, but on technology, ego, and control. Transhumanism teaches that you can become immortal through machines. Tech prophets claim we'll upload our minds into the cloud. Artificial intelligence is being trained to replace God, answering prayers, giving moral guidance, and soon demanding worship. And people will fall for it because the world has been groomed to believe that salvation comes from within and not from Christ, that enlightenment is found in data, that godhood can be downloaded. This is the image of the beast, not carved from stone, but built from code, not standing in a temple, but embedded in every device, a system that will speak, act, and enforce global worship. And if you don't comply, you'll be cut off, not just from society, but from life itself.
You know, an article that has 1,000 words, technically all 1,000 words could have made it onto X somehow. And effectively, now you have this remarkable repository. And I wonder how you think about that, again, and how you think the creative community and those who were the original IP owners should think about that.
I don't know, except to say that by the time these lawsuits are decided, we'll have digital God. So ask digital God at that point. These lawsuits won't be decided before on a time frame that is relevant.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think we live, there's that, I don't know if it's actually a real Chinese saying or not, but may you live in interesting times. Right. It's apparently not a good thing. Personally, I would prefer to live in interesting times. And we live in the most interesting of times. I think, for a while there, I was like really getting demotivated and losing sleep over the threat of AI danger. And then I finally sort of became fatalistic about it and said, well, even if I knew annihilation was certain, would I choose to be alive at that time or not? And I said I probably would choose to be alive at that time because it's the most interesting thing, even if there's nothing I could do about it. So then, basically sort of a fatalistic resignation helped me sleep at night because I was having trouble sleeping at night because of AI danger. Now, what to do about it? I mean, I've been the biggest, the one banging the drum the hardest, by far the longest, or at least one of the longest for AI danger, and these regulatory things that are happening, the single biggest reason they're happening is because of me.
This is no longer a test run. This is the system. It's active, it's global, and it's closing in fast. You cannot escape it by running. You won't outsmart it with research. You can't outlast it through prepping, because this battle isn't just physical, it's spiritual. There is only one escape, and his name is Jesus Christ. He's the only one who can seal you with the mark that the beast cannot touch. He's the only one who offers life beyond the grid, and he's the only one who can give you peace when the world collapses into chaos, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. That time is upon us, so choose now, before the mark is offered, before the door is closed, before the system swallows you whole. Stay awake, stay separate, stay unmarked, stay saved. My name is DevinWorlds, and we are the Dot Connectors.
I was just defending myself. He was gonna kill me. I'm begging you. Don't tell him.
Connor, what the fuck is going on up there?
It's here, Lieutenant!
Oh, shit. Chris, Ben, get your asses in here now!